Hi, photo class. This is Fitchhorn, and we are going to start our Broobs final, in which we create a new project in Photopea. So please have Photopea open, and it'd probably be a really good idea to have all your images somewhere where you can find them easily. On your desktop would be great. That's where I like to put mine when I'm ready to rock and roll. But in the meantime, you should have opened up Photopea, and you'll see there's something called New Project. In Photoshop, it's um, something different, but the term new would probably be the best thing in either one. When you see the word new, that means you're starting a whole new canvas in which you can plop down images on. So I'm going to choose new project, and you should name it last name first initial underscore Broobs, and it should be in inches. Please, please, I had a student do this in pixels, and literally it was like half an inch big, and it was not cool. They had to, yeah, it was a mess. So please make sure you selected inches, 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 8.5. I don't care whether you do a horizontal canvas or a vertical canvas, but you have to do one or the other. Make sure the DPI is set to 300. Choose for now white background. You'll see that there's other options, but for right now, just choose white. That's typically so that way I can teach you what I need to teach you. So if I'm looking at my Photopea mainframe, you'll see on the side is the toolbar, and on the right you should have these panels open. And if you do not, go to Window and go ahead and make sure that you've got, my most useful ones are History and Layers. Those are the two that I use a lot. All right, and then I want to change the background. The easiest way is to double click in this preview. This right here, this thumbnail, is actually changing the layer style. So if you double left click that, you'll see there's lots of options for us to change whatever layer we're working on. In this case, it's the background, but the one we want is the color overlay. So when you click color overlay, you'll see that it defaulted to my last choice, but yours probably will come up bright red. All right, and then if you like click this thumbnail right here, all right, and I just clicked once, you'll get this color picker tool, which you'll see in the chroma scale over here to the right. All right, that I've got my color picker in the pastel area. So whether you're going to choose a pink, of that one kind of comes out that weird carnation pink. If you go up into the reds, your pink's going to be a little bit more peachy pink. If you go into the turquoise, you're going to get this gorgeous 1950s turquoise. If you go into the yellow, which I'm going to do, I got this buttery lemon yellow from the 1950s, and you're going to click OK. And then I'm done with that, so I'm going to click OK. And you'll see what I've got here. Now, the best thing to do would be to start placing with your main figure. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go File, Open and Place, or you can drag it off your desktop. Either one works. But I'm going to look on my desktop for my Harry Styles image that I clipped in remove.bg earlier. And I'm looking for Harry in pink, clipped. And remember, I told you that you have to hold the Shift key while you're pulling at a diagonal corner, so that way I don't get any squishy squishes. If I get anybody who is going to like pull on a horizontal or vertical and you start getting this really strange thing, yeah, I don't accept that whatsoever. If you accidentally lose your handles and you're like, Fitchhorn, how do I scale? How do I scale? Again, if you go to edit, remember we talked about free transform, holding the Shift key, pulling down, and then I'd give yourself enough space to where you can do that halo around Harry. All right, you guys good with that? All right. I hit enter to get rid of the handles and the selection box, and then you can go ahead and just start placing the rest of your clips into your project. So I'm going to probably get let's see, some leaves going here. And what's really super cool about, while the handles are still up, remember if you hover over a corner, you can rotate. And then I'll kind of put these behind where the flowers are going to be, and I'll start the leaves first. And if I go Command C, Command V, it's going to give me another one, right? And then of course to kind of rotate it so the halo is at a nice rotation. Yes, you're going to have to take every single one. You're going to have to individually go into Edit, Free Transform, all right? But what's really cool is once you get a cluster of them going in the direction you like, okay, so get ready. I didn't show you this in the last tutorial. I'm going to get all these kind of like in a rotation that I like, where it looks like it's creating this beautiful archway, right? If you hold the Shift key and you select over here, like I've got all three selected, and I go Command C, Command V, then as a group, it's going to get ready, watch this, but you're going Fitchhorn, I want them to like do a halo over here, not this way. Well, watch this, guys. Edit, Free Transform. You ready? If I pull on the handle from the other way, just make sure, like, if you want to hold the Shift key to kind of proportionally scale it, that would be cool. But look at that. I just now clipped, and instead of having to free transform every single leaf, I literally just mirrored it. Or there's another way to do that too. So watch this. I'm going to, again, Command C, Command V. Now check this out. I could also do this. I could go Image, maybe. Image adjustments. Are you ready for this? Actually, hold on. Let's try it in. There it is. Image transform. So this is different than free transform because I went into image, the image that I selected where the leaves I just copied and pasted. If I go to transform, I can flip it horizontally, or I can flip it vertically. So you can flip it, or otherwise known as mirroring it. So it's really super, super, super cool, all the different ways in which you can make this happen. Right, I'm gonna get, oops, let's see. So I'm just having fun with this tutorial. I'm probably taking up too much time. I don't want this video to be over 15 minutes, but this is absolutely one of my favorite projects because it's just absolutely fun. I don't see how it cannot be almost satisfying to pick all these little images and kind of collage them. Like, it's super fun. Okay, come on now. You guys might be having a little bit of an issue with, like, my internet's a little bit slow, so Photopea will run slow if your internet's a little draggy because we're all working on Photopea at the same time. All right, so then you're just gonna start placing everything that you want. Yeah, my internet's really draggy. Like, I'm like trying so hard to make things happen, and I can't even tell what's going on. So it's probably almost time for me to finish up this tutorial. So as you start placing images, you know, remember that you can drag things in different orders. Like, see how the Gucci showed up here in my layer stack? But I can, like, let's say that you've got it like on top of an image. Right now it's on top of Harry's leg, like at the bottom. I'm trying to get it right at his pant leg. What if I want it peeking out from behind him? Well, obviously, if I click and drag that layer down below the Harry image, it will go ahead and hide behind. So by clicking the layer and dragging it, it's like you're actually stacking photos on top of each other. So think of it as like moving the layers in the stack. If you choose later to change your background color, you can still change it after all this by, again, clicking the thumbnail of background, double clicking it so that you get your color overlay, right? And then, oops, sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Color overlay, there it is. And then, like, let's say maybe instead I want turquoise. Ooh, the black is really dramatic. Say I want the turquoise right there. Okay. I think I like the yellow better, so maybe I'll just cancel it out and I'll go back to yellow. All right. Anyway, so don't forget when you're done and you've got, I'm looking for a halo of flowers and fauna. I'm looking for it's filling the canvas. I'm looking for high quality images. I'm looking for repetition. If you want to use the dots one more time, that is your paintbrush tool, which is in your toolbox to the left. It's about 6 tools down, and you make sure it's on brush tool. And up here on your dashboard, this is saying the size of the dot. And then this is, I would set it at 100% hardness, so you get like a really sharp polka dot with 100% opacity. And to set the color of it, down here in the thumbnail previews, you're gonna see right now it's set to hot pink. And just for Pete's sake, I'm gonna make sure, yep, it's hot pink. You can change it by double left clicking on the thumbnail. This is defining your brush. And then like in Broobs, it's probably going to tell me I need to rasterize the layer, or you might have to unlock it. Let's see why it won't let me. Let's go on a different layer. I'm frozen. Sorry, you guys. I'm frozen. Yeah, I chose to, when I was trying to do the paintbrush on the background, it wasn't letting me. So I just clicked on the hairy layer and it's saying rasterize, yes. And now, as you know, in the Broobs collages, he would put the dots above the flowers, like in a nice, and make sure it's nice and even. Like if you're going to use something like dots, make sure that you've got the even spacing and the nice arc with it. So yeah, my internet's about done. My broadband width is just screaming at me. It's not moving fast at all. So on that note, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and save this. So I would always save it as the PSD first in case you have to come back and work on it tomorrow. So save it as a PSD. All right, now I can fix it tomorrow if I don't like it. But when you're all done with it, don't forget to not only update the PSD by saving it again, but then you're also going to export it as a JPEG for, you know, JPEGs are for digital purposes and PDFs are for print purposes. So I always tell you guys the JPEG, if you ever wanted to print this out, a PDF would be more appropriate. And that is it. All done.